Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Hey everybody, welcome on to another great episode of DubCast. This week we have Minos from Heaven Picks at Heaven Picks on Twitter. Minos, we're thrilled to have you on. Thank you for taking the time.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
So I want to learn a little bit about where and how Heaven Picks came to be. I mean, you're off to an unbelievable NFL start, which we'll dive into, but for right now, just fill me in on kind of your backstory and how Heaven Picks came to be.
I started betting a while ago, and I started betting like baseball, NFL, all these other sports. Until like recent years, I realized that I was actually more productive in one sport, which was NFL. Seeing those numbers just rank up and having another sport just bring it down, I didn't like the end result with that. So I started sticking and focusing on one sport, and I've realized that like it gave me so much more success. And from then, I just started sticking with that one sport and just focusing on that. And now I just wanted to share my knowledge with you guys and help you guys. So I opened up a Twitter account, and I just I want to share my information with you guys of what I'm able to do. So.
Absolutely. And Minos, what you're doing is nothing short of incredible. You are 42-17-1, hitting at 71% this NFL season.
I hope it
How do you do it? I mean,
I hope it stays like that. I hope it stays like
that sounds like that sounds like you got a Vegas simulator in your head. What's going on? How are we doing this?
Man, I just, the lines give it out sometimes. In the early weeks, I find everything was just overreaction. So the lines react to how the public talks about the teams. And that's something you need to know more than stats. Like you can have all the betting tools you need, but it won't give you the information that I give to you and how I could basically, you just got to copy what I give out as plays and that will make you money. Or you can find a betting tool that will give you all the stats in the world, and then you go ahead and by yourself choose which team is going to win, and you still won't break even on my numbers on 71%. So there's like a big jump right there.
And
I put in a lot.
Minos, 100% you do. I mean, there's no way that you can hit 71% and not put in a lot of work.
I swear, I watch every Sunday when I give out those plays, and I give them out about 2-3 days before. And so there's a lot of lines that change and they get smoked by like 2 days later because of, a player is out or the quarterback is not feeling well or something with his thumb or some lame thing, you know what I mean? And we get always good closing value on lines. And that's something really important to look at. And even if you do lose your bet, you have to be at the right side. And it's all about angle. Like you have to look at angles, like how I'm going to touch this game. I'm going to touch the total or I'm going to touch the money line on this game. So sometimes the spread could be too close. You got key numbers. Key numbers are for every sport. And then you're like, nah, I think they're trying to fool me on this. But like with these key numbers over here on the total, I'm gonna play the total on this side. And then when you're hitting the total, you usually like the total will stay within the whole game, and you could lose like only towards the end. Like it won't be like a blowout. Like I lost already. So it's like angle is really important. How to like approach a game. One big success that I learned over the years, this is for new bettors, right? Is to gain 1 unit a day. That's more than amazing. Don't look for 2, 3, 4, 5 units, parlays, and cracking that. It's not gonna happen. I mean, good for you if it does happen on one day. It's a sick rush. I've been there, done that, but it doesn't thrill me that. A consistency and winning like day by day. Taking home 1 unit. Look at it. Look at the big picture. You'll get 30 units at the end of the month. 30 units. 30 units is crazy. Okay. Look, I just started I'm at 18 units right now, and I started from September. But imagine if you're getting 30 units in September, 30 units in October, 30 units in November. Wow, you're a god right there. So
absolutely.
Like, don't aim for big plays. Because a lot of people don't have the same bankroll, and if you're trying to copy my plays and I'm throwing out 6 plays, and sometimes it could be too much for someone else. Maybe someone could only afford to play 1 or 2 plays. It all depends your bankroll, how much you're playing, right? And you can't play too low because you're not going to make too much. And then you got to play like that right number. and a good number on an average will be like $100. I say like a key, like if you can, like $50 is good. I know my plays are a little bit like pricey, but for some, if I see myself and I want to buy picks and I see like a handicapper like myself, I will go buy the $20. I will try that $20. Plus, I get free trials, so it doesn't hurt to like sign up on a free 3-day trial just to see how it is, you know. And sometimes you can't just. This is for all other cappers. I know sometimes like you have a guy who just signs up, and you know that's not your week, and you just lose. But your overall picture is good. Well, you gotta have your faith with that guy, man. Like if you're riding with that guy and you're buying his package, you gotta stay with him. You gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta like
absolutely.
You gotta give him some trust.
It's like the stock market. Too often people are buying high and selling low. The goal is to buy low and sell high. And so, but there were two things that you touched upon earlier when you got going that I thought were super interesting. And I think that new individuals who are new to the sports betting world would learn a lot from. And so you talked about overreactions and you talked about key numbers.
Yes.
Can you explain further what you mean about betting based on overreactions and talk a little bit about what are key numbers?
Okay, so key numbers open up usually like before a week, right? Sometimes like you're hoping, let's say a team. Okay, example. It's hard to explain this, but like if you guys could understand, it's perfect. Sometimes, okay, let's say A's playing B, okay, but you know A's the better team, but they end up losing, okay, for example. Well, you know next game that they play, there's gonna be a good line on them, okay, meaning that they won't be so heavily favored because they lost the game before, so their price of what you're gonna get them is gonna be worth betting on. That's like a little, that's like very like other level right now. But what I mean by overreaction is like, for example, one team that's right now overreaction was the Dallas Cowboys for the longest time. Prescott being out, you know, and they had their Rush being their backup quarterback. That team is just overreaction with how their elite offense is and how they control the game, and then they could blow out an opponent like right away, like one quarter they could just dominate them. There's a lot of talk with the public, like, oh, Dallas. So a lot of people feed Dallas making money. But they don't see like trends and stats and like how they perform on like Thursday night prime games or Sunday night prime games, and they don't know they don't do the information about the other team. Now, key numbers that open up like a -4.5, okay, is a very hard number because you don't know where that's gonna go. That could be a blowout game right there, and you're telling me a field goal plus a touchdown, like. So key numbers will be like a -2.5 pushing to 3, or -6.5 to 7. Okay, and just for your information, if you're listening to this podcast, any double digits during a matchup, always take the underdog. Okay, because covering by 2 touchdowns is very hard in the NFL. Talking about very good athletes, I mean that will make you win long term. It's a very good note, and just. Just
absolutely. You're spot on. I think underdogs of 7 or more at this point in the season are hitting at like
they're hitting
75% or some ridiculous rate, and so you could essentially blindly take these large underdogs and be making great money doing it. So, no, that's super interesting. Minos, question for you. You're relatively new on the Dub Club platform. What brought you over to Dub Club? And had you tailed any handicappers in the past, or have you solely bet purely on your own logic?
You know, a good friend of mine reached out. He saw the success I was putting on, and he goes, "Hey man, you should join Dub Club." And I go, "Yeah." And his name is Line Movers. So like, shout out to Line Movers, great guy. He tells me,
awesome.
You should sign up to this. You know, it's a game changer. And I said, all right, I'll give it a try. So I waited about like till next. I think it was like back in week 6 or week 7. And I'm like, okay, let me get into this. And when I got into it, I found like it was amazing because I was running old school. I was running through PayPal, and because I'm from Canada, so we don't got no Venmo or Cash App or anything like that. So it was a little bit hard because other people well, like, oh, I don't have PayPal, so I just lost a client, two clients right there, three clients,
Yeah.
and, so I was living with all these other guys, but like, they were family to me, and it was awesome because like I love the purpose of it, like how you could just send out your play through text message, and it's an incredible platform. Instead of you opening up Twitter, then DMing him the messages and like telling him what the plays, you don't know if you received it on time because he doesn't have post notifications on. That's another thing. Like now with Dub, you can get it through SMS, you can get it through text, you can get it through Telegram, whatever you signed up for, how you applied your settings to. So it's really cool. It's I wish I knew it before when the season started.
Yeah, I mean, we're incredibly lucky to have you on the platform, and anytime somebody's hitting at 71%, you're just lucky to be within earshot of them. So, really appreciate you coming on, and looking forward to the future together. Question for you.
Yes, sir.
You being a professional handicapper yourself, talk a little bit to the listeners about the value of tailing a handicapper on a consistent basis.
Okay, perfect. That's tailing a handicapper on a free picks, or tailing a handicapper on his paid premium picks. Just be careful, guys, because yes, you could tell picks. It's all good. Sometimes they have the good information. They do their own homework, but at the end of the day, you have to do your own homework. Yes, the pick is there. They're very confident in it. They know it's gonna win. They might have a little write-up to the play, which gives you like, what, sounds good. I like that. I like the sound of that. I'm gonna bet that. But do your own homework with that. Like, you could have a friend that knows about that sport and ask your buddy, hey buddy, what do you think about this game? No chance. You know what I mean? Like, just get informed. Just don't listen to someone and then, because it's your money, man, and you got to know what you're doing with it. You're not just gonna apply it just because someone on Twitter said it. It doesn't work like that. So just be very careful. Follow stats. Follow people who win units, and that's going to bring you far, because those are the winning guys. People who show transparency, people who show their graphs, people who show not just their wins and losses and that's it, but that show more than just their wins and losses. That recap every day, that are consistent. And those are the trustworthy people.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And that kind of parlays into my next question. And that would be, what advice would you give individuals who are new to the gambling space? Obviously, it's blowing up by the day. Thousands of new people are joining gambling Twitter. Thousands of new people are placing their first bet. For these newcomers, what's a piece of advice that you give them?
Just be careful, man, and just play slowly. Play the sport that you like first. Don't just start playing any other sport. Just play the sport that, if you played as a kid, soccer or baseball or whatever it is, try touching that. Why? Because you know a little more knowledge to it. You probably know a little more players. Start with that. Start with small. And if you're on the Twitter gambling site already, and like and you just know you're good with computers and just on it, like, just be very careful, because there's just so many of us on it. It's incredible. We have like over thousands of people on this, and we don't know who to tell and who to follow. So just be careful. Start off small. Start off with $10, $20. Build your way up. You get a good amount. Increase it by a little bit. Don't just be like, oh, I'm feeling confident in this. Whatever I made this week, I'm slamming it on this day. Don't restart. It's gonna come with time. Okay, I didn't do this just this season. It's been 3 seasons I've been doing this, but it's 2 seasons I'm on this. I started 3 seasons ago, but I started on Instagram with me and my best friend. And this is actually a cool story. I started on Instagram, and my friend was doing his thing on Instagram, and we were doing pics and everything. And we go, hey, Instagram is not really the platform. You should try on Twitter. And I said, yeah. I'm like, yeah, Twitter is actually the in thing for this. You'll get more interactions. Made a new account on Twitter, having pics, let's go. Started doing it, running through that, and I started like seeing double the ratio from within Instagram, and I'm like, oh, wow,
growing quickly.
Game changer right now, Twitter. And since then, now it's like it was just awesome that my friend introduced me to Twitter, so I could sign up and actually have an account running on that. And next thing you know, after that, I just made a business out of it because I wanted just to sell my knowledge with these guys and these people. I've had losing days. I have had a losing Sunday. Not that I can recall this season, but I remember last season I ended with 22 units. But my record was also, it's up in my bio on my Dub Club of last year's performance, which was positive and everything. And like I'm just anxious right now just to continue the season, see like how far I could go with this, because this is one of my best years right now that I'm having. And I'm excited. I'm excited for myself, and I'm excited for everyone that's following my picks.
Yeah, there's no better feeling as a handicapper than helping other people win. And that's our mission statement here at Dub Club, is to win more together. So you're doing your part by hitting at 71%. That's for sure.
And if you're telling my plays, just know that when I'm watching the games just as much as you are, and I'm sweating just as much as you are, because when I see a game go down, and then we have another game going, and I want to go at least like 3 and 2 in the afternoon slates, and then we got that one game at, the prime game at 8:20, and we got to hit that because we don't want to break even. We want to go 4 and 2 right now. So
yeah,
and I'm watching that, and I see that game coming. Like for example, last night we got the Chiefs. Okay, we got the under on that, and I see that, and I was like, oh, the line's going up to 48.5. I'm like, okay, not bad. They didn't move too much. But like, and I saw that Mahomes was struggling a bit and couldn't get his passes, and I'm like, okay, that's it. I saw the Titans actually like fighting back, and I'm like, they're not gonna beat the Chiefs defense like that. And then I saw the running game going on, so I'm like, okay, that will kill the clock. And then it just came in. But there was a big stat to that, though. There was a big stat with Andy Reid coaching and double-digit favorites that it's always under. So
yeah,
it's always under.
There you go. There's the value in seeking out these trends and studying the numbers and finding these data points that end up carrying a big weight, because some of these trends are absolutely insane right now with eye-popping hit ratios. So good for you for digging deep, and that's what listeners can look forward to is getting access to a great mind like Minos, who has the ability to find trends like that. So Minos, really lucky to have you on the platform. Everybody go follow Minos at Heaven Picks on Twitter, and join his Dub Club ASAP if you want to be hitting at 71%. So Minos, thanks for hopping on.
Thank you.